G'day guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Simply Fit and my road to the Season B competition season bodybuilding competitions. So currently we're Monday the 18th of July 2022, which puts us 10 weeks and 8 weeks out. So we're 8 weeks out from the competition in Melbourne, the A and B competition in Melbourne, and we're 10 weeks out from the Elite Natural Physique first competition ever in Adelaide. So we're about 60 days and around about 70 or 80 days from the comp. So a little bit of an update. We'll start with myself. Everything's on track. My training's been really good since I got over that sickness I had. A couple of little issues I've had is my skin's really dry at the moment. So like the last couple of weeks, I do find around about 10 weeks out or so with the clean eating, the skin gets quite dry. I exfoliate every time I have a shower and all that stuff, and I moisturise my skin, but it gets really dry. My knuckles have started cracking in places. So I have started implementing some fish oil into the diet just to supplement my fats a little bit. So I have around about 2 grams of fish oil a couple of times a day. So just in the hopes of making my skin a little bit more oily to stop that cracking. But dry skin's part of dieting, to be honest. The cleaner you eat, the drier your skin does seem to get. Apart from that, training's awesome. Cardio is good. I've implemented nighttime cardio now, so I'll just do 15 or 20 minutes either after dinner, before bed, or before dinner. Just depends when I have the time around the clients and work and whatnot. So training's always the same. It doesn't change whether you're off-season or in contest prep. Lift as heavy as you can, as many reps as you can, and do your cardio. It's simple. Keep your nutrition. My nutrition's very standard. It hasn't changed much at all the whole prep, like always. I had to slowly reduce the quantities and reduce those extra bits and pieces. So say if my kids are having their Nutri-Grain or rice bubbles in the morning, I don't have any of them. Just little things. If I'm in off-season or further out, they'll leave a little bit in the bottom of their bowl and I'll finish that off. And that just goes out now. I don't have any snacks or any added sugar to my diet. A long time ago, I started adding Splenda to my pre-workout meal instead of my Nutella, which if you look back through my YouTube videos, you'll see my pre-workout meal back then was Nutella. Now I have Splenda. I just think it's less calories and less sugar, so it works well. So my training is going well. The girls, Courtney and Emily, are both doing fantastic. Starting with Emily, she's getting abs now, really nice separation through the midsection. She's very lean upper body. Her legs are coming in nicely. Overall, she's, I reckon, ahead of the time we're out. So 8 weeks is still a fair time to go, and she's quite lean. Her posing's fantastic. We've worked on the routines more and more. Every time we train, we just go through the quarter turns or the mandatories or just a bit of both and just spend 5 or 10 minutes going through the posing, making sure we're looking good, just getting the feeling for training and posing and being in front of people posing. So Emily's bikini arrived. Her nutrition's awesome. She has been sick the last week or so she caught that flu that was going around. Not as bad as other people that have caught it, but she still was crook for a few days, which put her out of the gym. And she was a little bit in her mind that she goes backwards by not training, but it's just my job then to reiterate to her that as long as your nutrition's on point, you're not going backwards. So it's just a mental game, this whole thing. Both girls are preparing themselves really well. Courtney, so she's doing, again, awesome. We've changed her diet slightly. The thing I changed about a week ago was pre-workout, around an hour before training, she was having 40 grams of peanut butter and 2 rice cakes. I like it for the taste, but for the function and the food for fuel type idea, I don't like that pre-workout. It's very fast absorbing. It's very hollow calories if you sort of look at it that way. So 40 grams of peanut butter off the top of my head is going to be around about 300 calories, probably a bit more than 300 calories. Bugger all protein, a fair bit of fat, and then you've got the rice cakes, which are about 6 or 7 grams of carbs per rice cake, 80 calories or so. So you're looking at maybe 400 to 450 calories for that meal, and that's being just off the top of my head. So then I substituted that for my good old easy pre-workout meal of rice and chicken. or rice and if she wants a different meal like rice and salmon, rice and chicken, rice and beef, whatever she wants. So 160 grams cooked weight at both of those macros, and you're going to look at about 350 calories max, 40 grams of carbs, 40 grams of protein, zero added fat as long as you're not adding oils and stuff. And if you want a high fatty meal, you substitute the chicken for the salmon. So we just fluctuate that. She's done it for about a week and she's already starting to say she's feeling a lot better training. The benefits of eating that meal is it's more food in your stomach to digest, which therefore your metabolism is running quicker to digest the food. It's not fast, it's not going to go in a system and out. Way better macros, you're getting your protein up for the day, you're getting good usable carbs for the training session. So a little bit off the topic of the comp prep, talking about carbs. If you're eating 40 grams of carbs pre-workout, a good rule of thumb, if you're training hard, you can burn 1 gram of carb per minute of hard training. So we train for about an hour. You can pretty much guarantee if you're having 40 grams pre-workout, you've used those carbs in the first 40 minutes, and the last 20, you're using whatever else you've got in your system, whether it be glycogen, fat stores, sugar, whatever. So don't be scared of carbs around training. That's the best time to eat them, pre, during, and post-workout. So just wrapping up, guys, we're all doing really well. The mindsets are good. And like I've said earlier in this video is, this stage, everyone gets a little nervous. Doesn't matter who you are, whether you've competed heaps, whether you've dieted heaps, or whether you haven't done it at all, or this is your first time like the girls. You get very nervous that you're not lean enough, you're not doing enough, you're just not on track basically, and it's very easy to sabotage yourself. So my advice to everyone watching, and the people on my team and just people that want help in general, is you need to relax. So just keep everything nice and relaxed. It'll all come together in the long run. And if you're not putting shit in your mouth, you're not going to look like shit. Basically, that's very easy to understand. But it is, you look at yourself in the mirror one day, you think you look really good. Next day, you haven't eaten anything wrong, you haven't had too much sugar or excess sodium or whatever, and you look bad. And it's just because that's a day you have your fluid levels are out. Your mentality is telling you looking bad, and it's easy to go, oh bugger this, I'm eating so clean, I feel like crap, and I'm going to go have a bag of potato chips now because I just feel terrible. And then you cascades and you look like shit in a couple of weeks. So that's a good thing to remember when you're dieting. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't see changes in the mirror. People who haven't seen you for a week or so will see changes. You will never see changes because you look at yourself constantly in the mirror. You're doing cardio, you're squishing your stomach to see if you've got body fat. It's just never ending, but you have to just stay on top of it, and it all comes together. And so the people that go well are the people that show no emotion to it and just pretend they're cruising all the time, when we all know it's like the duck on the pond. Your feet are underneath you going crazy and you're nice and still on the top. So we're going to do a chest session today. Me, Josh, Emily, Courtney. I don't know if my wife Kristen's going to join us, but I've asked her to join us and we'll see if that happens. But I'll get some footage for the B-roll to chuck over the top of this audio to show you how we're training. And until next time, guys, remember, keep flexing.